And viewers, I hope everybody is fine. And today, the thing which we will be discussing in today's class and tutorial, that is a poem, The Rain. It is included in the course of first year. Sometimes it is found in the course of ninth class too. But this is a poem, wherever it is, today we will discuss it. It has been written by a poet, William Henry Davies. He is also called nature lover. It is said that this personality faced so many ups and downs in his life. He faced severe poverty in his life. And it is also said that just because of an accident, he lost one of his legs. And after that is decided to show his mental power and mental and physical capabilities through writing. So he started writing poem. So this is one of them. It is said that in the beginning his poems were not liked or accepted, but with the passage of time, his poems became famous. Respectable students, before I start that, let me guide you people about this poem. The name of the poem is The Rain. But I want to guide you people about one thing. This is totally symbolical. It is a symbol. When we talk about the rain in this poem, so we must have opportunities, chances, luxurious life, all facilities of life. When you start turning over the pages, you will definitely come across, the two stanzas in this poem. And right after going through this poem, the points which I have mentioned over here, you will come to know that the poet is going to show the two different classes which are existing in our society, upper class and the lower class. So through the process of rain, it is said that the poet, on one hand, in this poem, when you go through, he was enjoying the process of rain. Through the process of rain, he got a message that it was raining. But when it was raining, so first of all, the upper leaves of the tree were enjoying the drops of the rain. So the rich leaves or the upper leaves, I must say, it is a metaphor which has been used for the rich class of the or upper class of the society. Right after enjoying the raindrops, the upper leaves started trickling down those drops to the lower leaves. Lower leaves, they are standing for the lower class of the society, again metaphor. So going through this poem, and the main purpose of writing this poem was to show the discrimination in the society. To show a very bitter reality in the society, that whenever there are good chances, luxurious life, any opportunity, these are first availed by the upper class of the society. And right after their enjoyment, whatever is left, that is trickled down to the lower class. So on one hand, the poet is showing a bit pessimistic attitude. He's a bit sad. Why? Because all the opportunities are for good people. All the chances are for good people. Whatever is there, luxury, any sort of splendors, any sort of glory, these are just enjoyed by the upper class first, and then the lower class. So on one hand, he is a bit pessimistic. But when you go through the second stanza, the poet has adopted an optimistic attitude by observing from the process of the rain that as upper class enjoyed and then the lower. So he got this message that everything will reach to everybody, but with the passage of time. One must not give up. One must not be sad. One must not be pessimistic. One must not be disheartened. One must not be disappointed, because opportunities are for everyone, everywhere. A time will come when Allah Pak decides to change the life of somebody. So all the miseries, problems of life will be changed into prosperities. And whenever Allah Pak decides to change the life of somebody. And whenever Allah Rabbul Izzat wants to bless someone, He never asks the address. So that's why one must not be disappointed, one must not be giving up. The major theme of this poem, when you go through, you will find that it is basically the negligence or avoidance of, avoiding the class consciousness, discrimination. The poet wants equality. And he is hopeful that a time will come when there will be equality everywhere. Everyone will be treated equally. Everyone will be getting the chances. As Shelley says in his poem, Ode to the West Wind, if winter comes, can summer be far behind? So that's why one must not be disheartened or one must not be disappointed. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I will read out the stanzas for you people, and reading that I will guide you people, and right after that I will definitely guide you people about, relate it with the real life or actual life. So here I start. I hear leaves drinking rain. You can very well understand that the poet is using the process of personification. When the human qualities are given to some non-living object, that process is called personification. So here, poet is of the opinion that I hear leaves drinking rain. I hear rich leaves on the top, giving the drops beneath, drop after drop. Giving the poor beneath, drop after drop. So as I told you, this is totally metaphorical poem. Here the poet is on one hand using the process of personification, on the other hand he is coming across the bitter reality of the society by using metaphorical language, rich leaves and poor leaves, which are standing for the upper class of society and the lower class of society. And he is representing the bitter reality that whenever there are chances in the society, they are availed, those are availed by the upper class first, then the lower, just like the process of rain, which made him understand that as the raindrops are first enjoyed by the upper leaves and then the lower, for which he has used the metaphor rich leaves and the poor leaves. So this thing is making him a bit pessimistic, sad, disappointed, that why this discrimination is taking place, and this is what is happening in our society. And said, "'Tis a sweet noise to hear." Sweet noise, oxymoron. He has used, when two contradictory qualities are used side by side, because that is called oxymoron. जब हम दो adjectives को side by side, नॉइस कभी स्वीट नहीं हुआ करता, नॉइस शोर ही होता है और वो डिस्टर्ब करने वाला होता है, लेकिन यहाँ वो कह रहा है स्वीट नॉइज. हियर ही इज गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट दैट, ऑल द हसल बसल, ऑल द एंजॉयमेंट, दैट इज जस्ट फॉर द रिच पीपल फर्स्ट. एंड से these green leaves drinking near. So in the very first stanza, dear students, when we go through the bitter reality in the society is definitely, we know very well, the people, those who are getting rich, they are getting richer, and the people, those who are poor, they are getting poorer. There is a sort of, delineation. A line has been drawn. Rich personality has got every facility of life. And if there is any sort of chance, splendor, greatness, enjoyment, so he's always first to get that. But whereas the poor class is concerned, just like the lower leaves, they are always waiting for their share, and later on, or sooner or later, they get their share. So this was the first stanza in which we got the glimpse of personification, we got the glimpse of metaphor, we got the message of pessimism, sort of pessimism or class consciousness and the bitter reality of society. And on the other hand, I told you people, allegory is also present. On one hand, the poet is teaching you something else. The thing which is written over here, the lines, apparently they are showing something else. But when you go deep into the depth of these lines, there is a hidden message too, which I have mentioned over here. Second stanza says, and when the sun comes out, sun is the symbol of hope. But in this poem, sun is representing what? The divine power of Allah Almighty. The light of sun and the power of Allah Almighty has been represented through sun. And sun is also the symbol of hope. So the poet is adopting an optimistic attitude that, and when the sun comes out, after this rain shall stop, a wondrous light will fill each dark round drop. You know very well when there is raining, and if you try to observe the drops of rain, there is no light in them. They look a bit dark. But the moment sun comes out, and when the rays of sun fall on everything, so all those things which were dark, they got a beautiful light. So this is what the poet wants to give you the message, that whenever Allah Pak decides to change the life of somebody, so the movement he decides that through the blessing, through the power of, or through his divine power, he will change all the miseries and the problems of life into prosperities and happiness. Same like the sunlight, कि वो काले जो स्याह कतरे थे पानी के जिनमें कोई रोशनी नहीं थी, लेकिन जब सूरज की किरणें पड़ेंगी तो वो सारे के सारे एक खूबसूरत रोशनी से भर जाएंगे. बिल्कुल ऐसे ही राइटर इज motivating you. He is mustering up your courage, especially the people, those who are disappointed. Life is not, not having, one-way traffic. It has different ways. There are certain ups and downs in life. On one hand, if somebody is rich, he may come across poverty. Somebody is happy, he may come across misery, problem. So life is just like that. That's why it's more like a dream, as I told you previously when we were talking about. So one must not give up. One must be hopeful. This is what he is trying to convey. That a time will come. And what will be the time? The time will come when Allah Pak decides. The poet has used the line, when the sun comes out. So sun is representing the divine power of Allah Almighty. So when Allah Rabbul Izzat decides to change the life of somebody, so all the miseries and the problems will be changed into prosperity. And what he says, I hope the sun shines bright. And when Allah Pak decides to change the life of somebody, so all the miseries and the problems will sky from the window. तो जब अल्लाह पाक किसी की जिंदगी को बदलने का फैसला करते हैं, तो सारी के सारे मसाइल हल हो जाते हैं. वो कहा ना, अल्लाह पाक ने खुद कुरान में कहा कि हर मुश्किल के बाद आसानी है. फिर ये भी कहा कि मैं अपने बंदे को उसकी बर्दाश्त से ज़्यादा प्रेशराइज या उसको आजमाइश में नहीं डालता. तो ज़िंदगी अगर आज बुरी है तो कल अच्छी भी हो जाएगी, आज दुख है तो कल खुशी होगी. दैट्स वाई द थीम विच आई हैव यूज्ड, एवरी डार्क क्लाउड हैज़ अ सिल्वर लाइनिंग, कि हर गम के बाद एक खुशी, हर अंधेरे के बाद रोशनी है, हर मुसीबत के बाद एक सहूलत भी मौजूद है. सो वन मस्ट नॉट गिव अप, रादर वन मस्ट बी hopeful, and it will be a lovely sight. So here the poet is going to be optimistic, and he is hoping for the equality, the eradication or removal of class consciousness, class discrimination, and everybody will be enjoying in the society the equal rights provided by Allah Almighty. So this was the poem which we were discussing. I hope the message is conveyed. If there is any sort of problem, you can go through at your home. You can also go through the channel for which we are making the video. And tomorrow, what we are going to do, we will be having the presentation of this poem. So thank you very much. Keep on watching such videos. Wait for the coming tutorial. Thank you very much.